Hello there. In this video, we are going to have an understanding with respect to Certified in Practical Scaled Agile Framework, or in short, the CIPSA Framework. The CIPSA Framework can scale multiple Scrum or Kanban teams. I am Satyanarayan Das. I am CIPSA certified as well as CHARM certified. So let us begin. The first meta event in the CIPSA framework is the CIPSA backlog refinement, with which this product backlog is refined. This is a cross-team event. The refined product backlog is presented by the chief product owner in the CIPSA planning meta event to the CIPSA team. Now, what do I mean by CIPSA team? CIPSA team is a combination of individual Scrum teams or individual Kanban teams. You might have 3, 5, 7, 9 Scrum teams or Kanban teams. Together it will be called as the CIPSA team. In the CIPSA planning meta event or meeting, the CIPSA backlog is prepared. In this meeting, the teams decide what are the items they are going to do which are taken from the product backlog and where the CIPSA backlog will be coming from. So the what part is decided here. Immediately after the CIPSA planning event, we will have individual team planning event, where these backlog items will be broken down to individual tasks and the team backlog will be prepared. Next, the CIPSA team will start working on these items they have selected. So let us say here we have 4 teams. Now these 4 teams will be working on these backlog items. So let us say team A, B, C and D. Team A will work on these 2 items. Team B on these two items, Team C on this item and Team D on these items. So the what part has been decided by the teams, and the how to do the work that will be decided by individual teams, that is breaking down the product backlog items into individual tasks. As the work proceeds, we will have integrated increment coming out at the end of the sprint if Scrum is used, or release if Kanban is used. Now during this cycle, there will be CIPSA daily stand-ups where needed representatives from the CIPSA team will participate. The CIPSA daily stand-up will be preceded by another event, that is a team level event, that is called team daily stand-up, which is presented in this dotted circle. It is not part of this scaled framework, but for your understanding, you need to know this is also available. Once the work is over, we will have CIPSA integrated increment. Now CIPSA integrated increment is important because we are talking of Agile at scale. We are not interested with respect to individual team increments. Rather, we want to have an integrated increment, and that integrated increment is called as CIPSA integrated increment. And this will be presented in the next meta event, that is CIPSA review meta event. The integrated increment will be presented to the stakeholders, the CIPSA team, and of course the chief product owner, the principal Scrum master or flow master will be available. Then if it is accepted, then this integrated increment is part of the product. As you would have noticed, we do not have any team level review event because our focus is on integrated increment. So the CIPSA review meta event replaces the team level review event. Post CIPSA review, we will have another meta event, that is CIPSA retrospective. In this meta event, the team will find out ways to improve the process or the product. If there are any changes needed, then again it will happen in the upcoming CIPSA planning meeting. That is why you have this dotted line. Here also we have another dotted rectangle, which is individual team retrospective. The individual team retrospective will happen before the CIPSA retrospective. So this is a team level event, but this is a CIPSA level or CIPSA retrospective meta event. Another thing you would have noticed is this dotted line. In the CIPSA review, where the integrated increment is presented, if any product backlog adjustment is needed, then that backlog will be getting adjusted, which is shown as product backlog updates. You might be wondering now, how about if I use Scrum at a team level? In such a case, the CIPSA planning meeting or the event will be called as CIPSA sprint planning. The CIPSA backlog will be called as CIPSA sprint backlog, which will have the CIPSA sprint goal. The individual team planning will be called as individual team sprint planning. The team backlog will be called as the team sprint backlog. Individual team retrospective will be called as individual team sprint retrospective or simply team sprint retrospective. The CIPSA review will be called as CIPSA sprint review. CIPSA retrospective will be called as CIPSA sprint retrospective. CIPSA daily stand-up will be called as CIPSA daily scrum. And of course, the team level daily stand-up, as you would know in Scrum, it is called as daily scrum. So overall, this is how scaling works for Agile with multiple Scrum teams or Kanban teams using the CIPSA framework or the Certified in Practical Scaled Agile framework. The more description or understanding is given in the video notes link. You can refer to that link to understand with respect to the newly available CIPSA framework. The most important part of this framework, it is hands-on, practical and demonstrative. You can use software tools to have all these CIPSA meta events such as CIPSA planning, CIPSA retrospective, CIPSA review, CIPSA daily scrum. Not only that, you will also have these artifacts such as the product backlog, the CIPSA backlog, the CIPSA integrated increment, what you are delivering, those will be available. And there will be separate roles such as chief product owner, the principal scrum master for Scrum or principal flow master as in Kanban. So go through the link, watch this video a couple of times and you will understand how it can be done in a practical hands-on manner. This is the only framework and associated certification course which is CIPSA certification course which tells you how to do scaling in Agile with hands-on software tools.